Greetings YouTube, welcome to another Ni No Kuni II update video. And we've just received an announcement from the UK Twitter feed of Bandai Namco that another piece of DLC will be coming to the game for both PC and PS4 and will be releasing on August the 9th, so that's 2 weeks from today's date. I'll just quickly read that to you, though I'll try and remember to pop it on the screen in post-production as well. It reads, "Your journey through the world of Ni No Kuni II Revenant Kingdom continues with the new Adventure Pack DLC, available on 9th of August. New costumes, trophies, dungeon floors in Faraway Forest, and quests. Download it for free from the PlayStation Store and Steam." So I've got to be honest, folks, I wasn't actually expecting this. I'm quite happy about it as well, which I'll explain why that is in a moment. But Bandai actually surprised us, perhaps a couple of months ago now I think it was, with a free DLC update that introduced the expert and hard mode difficulties into the game. That was a feature that fans had been asking for pretty much since day one when the game first came out. So it was great to see that added to the game as part of a free update. Now, I assumed then, and I think many people did as well, that was kind of paving the way for the paid Season Pass DLC content that we are inevitably going to be getting since, the game's been out for a few months now, and we've not heard anything about that. And I kind of expected, with hard mode and expert mode difficulty being put into the game, the next thing we were going to hear about is the paid DLC and how that new content is going to be integrated into those new difficulties. Instead, we get absolutely nothing in regards to the Season Pass DLC and are instead being treated to more free content. And the interesting thing about this is, based on what this Twitter post says, and it's all we have to go on at the moment, there's actually going to be a fair bit of content in this. They could very well have included this in the Season Pass and, maybe got away with putting out a little bit less content than it seems they're going to be doing. Since we've already paid for that Season Pass content, we know that we're going to be getting it. This is actually quite a good sign. A lot of people have been worried that because we haven't heard anything, things are going wrong behind the scenes. But I think the fact that Bandai Namco are still giving us free content, such as free quests, new dungeon floors in Faraway Forest, new trophies in fact, that's actually a good sign because it shows they are having something big lined up for that Season Pass DLC. In other words, if they were struggling behind the scenes for whatever reason, then they wouldn't be announcing this as free content. They'd be trying to weasel it into what it is that we've paid for, so they can start pushing that out to us. The fact they're not doing that is a very, very good sign. So yes, I'm very excited about this free DLC that we're getting. I'm interested in seeing what these new quests are going to be like, what the new dungeon floors are going to be about in Faraway Forest. And, I'm a bit of a trophy hunter myself when it comes to these type of games, so I'll be looking at those as well. And judging by the screenshots here, there's going to be some new enemy varieties as well, which should also be pretty awesome. The game was somewhat criticised for its lack of enemy variety, so it's nice to see that, some new content in that regard is also going to be making its way in as well. I'm also assuming that the patch that's going to be including this content will probably include other minor changes to the game as well, perhaps balance some of the other issues out that players have been talking about over the last few months. And I'm assuming that the things that have been mentioned in this tweet here are the larger aspects of the patch that we're going to be downloading. I'm assuming as well there's also going to be perhaps some balance changes, a few things that people have noticed, especially over the last few months with the introduction of expert mode. It's a little bit inconsistent at times, so I'll be looking forward as well to reading those patch notes when this finally hits in a couple of weeks and seeing what it is that the game is going to be changing, even in all the little details. But I'm also anticipating that this patch is going to be laying the framework, the groundwork so to speak, for the upcoming paid DLC for the Season Pass content holders. And I'll be looking forward to seeing, what that content's going to include. If we're getting this kind of stuff for free, new quests, new floors in the game's endgame dungeon Faraway Forest, new costumes, trophies, perhaps nothing major here. But, if this is the kind of stuff we're getting as a free update, I'm expecting something particularly impressive when we get the paid DLC. A lot of companies, a lot of games, when you have Season Pass content, just give you utter crap, don't they? Let's be honest about it. When they actually, bring that content to you. You don't really know what you're buying when you buy a Season Pass. But hopefully this is a good sign for Ni No Kuni II that we are going to be getting some pretty darn good content. So folks, please do let me know what you think about this in the comment section. I know many of you, myself included, haven't really had a reason to play the game since completing it the first time. It was a great experience, I've got to say, as I played through. But once I'd gone ahead and completed the game, I never really felt the need to replay it or anything like that. So hopefully, this content's going to bring us back in and will keep us going until we start to see that paid for DLC at a later date. But please do share your thoughts on this. And what do you think's meant by some of this content? New dungeon floors in Faraway Forest. Does that mean just new tile sets, would you say? Or do you think there's actually going to be brand new content that continues on with that dungeon after the current final floor and boss? What about the fact there's new quests? Is this going to be new story content? Or is this just going to be adding on to the plethora of side quests that we already have into the game? I'm happy either way, don't get me wrong. We know that we're getting story quest content with the season pass. That's already been announced. But I'll be interested in knowing what we're getting with this free update. And also trophies. We're getting new trophies. I'm guessing they're going to be tied to the new expert and hard difficulties that came out a couple of months ago. And costumes. Costumes never really bothered me all that much, but I know that lots of you guys do enjoy collecting them, so I'm sure you'll have a fun time doing that. But thanks for stopping by today, folks. I hope you've enjoyed this little video and that it's been helpful to you. If you have enjoyed it, please don't forget you can support me by leaving a like and subscribing to my YouTube channel. And also a big massive thank you to all of my supporters, patrons and YouTube sponsors. Thank you ever so much, guys. Have a great day and I'll see you next time.